So starting back at the center crown of the head, I made a vertical section going forward towards the front hairline. In my vertical section, I grabbed a little bit of that previously cut section from the back so that I can have that as a guideline to keep the 90-degree cut flowing towards the front of the hairline. So I'm just going to continue cutting in my vertical sections from starting at the crown of the head all the way towards the front hairline. And I'm just cutting a basic 90-degree line, and it's very blunt. I'm not point cutting. You could totally point cut, you could razor cut, but just the key is taking that vertical section right down the middle, right there. So now that I have my first section, which will act as my guide to the entire top of the head, I'm going to go right back to the center, taking a little bit of that area that I've already cut in video 2. Okay, I see my previously cut section. I'm just making my lines clean. And now I'm just going to continue cutting. I see the previously cut section, I cut that, and I'm going to work my way towards the front of the hairline. And I'm just cutting in 90 degrees straight out from that area, which is really cutting along the round of the head, because the head is round up there. But just holding it straight up 90 degrees from where it actually grows from the scalp. Very important. Taking a little bit. I see my previously cut section. I'm just going to go in and boom, cut that. Side note, I'm always ashy in these videos. Anywho, so I'm just going to literally work in sections, vertical sections, starting at the back crown, the back center. And I'm going to just take vertical sections and just keep working it through. When I get along the parietal ridge area, it is going to be more of a diagonal line just because the head curves right there. But you'll see that in a second when I get to it. So as I was cutting, I was remembering Kim wants to take off her bang because it was kind of long, but we still want to keep it a little longer than the rest. So with that being said, when I hold it at 90 degrees, I did tilt it back very, very slightly once I got towards the front. So not in this area that I'm cutting, but right towards the front hairline, I'm going to tilt it back towards the center crown so that that area can be just a tad longer. And it has, it just gives it a little fuller bang. Not too much. I mean, it's all preference. Because if you want a heavy bang, then you want to lean the entire top of this back towards the center crown instead of straight out at a 90 degree. But if you want the bang to be just a little bit longer, just lean it back slightly towards the crown area. So I'm just basically following my guideline, cutting the hair, holding it straight up where it lives. When I get in that very front bang area, I am kind of slightly shifting my fingers just a little. Now when I get in that parietal ridge area, the head is curved. So I'm still holding it out straight out 90 degrees from where it lives. But I am following the round of the head. And this is something that you got to practice, because I know it's probably easier for me to say than it is to do and understand, but that line right there is on a diagonal. If I were facing her to, like, her, if her face were facing us right now, it's going to look like more of a diagonal line than a vertical line for those super technical people. But just cut on the round of the head and you'll be a-okay. Kim was being so extra while I was recording, trying to be dramatic about the hair on her face. I'm like, you're a model. You're not supposed to move. It doesn't matter what's happening. So as you see, I'm just working my sections. You can see that it's blending. A lot of people have trouble blending the top and the sides. But literally, guys, this is how. You see, this is still a vertical line. I'm still using a piece from the back, and then I'm cutting into the front. That's how it blends. Because the sections, they blend together because I'm just blending the front to the back. little by little. I think that you get lost when you take too big of a section. See, now this is just I'm back into the side of the hair, and I'm blending out that top section with the side hair that we already cut, just making that match. And as you can see, the cut is already coming to life, and we haven't even done a lot of point cutting and all that stuff. So guys, a 90 degree, I'm telling you, if you master that, it just looks amazing. So that's a diagonal line right there, and I'm just going in, just checking and seeing. These are deliberate diagonal lines. And what I'm doing is just looking for pieces that are sticking out that could be a little bit longer. Not really cross-checking, but I guess I am. Yeah, you can call it cross-checking. And I want it to be wispy. I want it to be just flow from either side, no matter how the hair sticks up. So that's what I'm looking for. Looking for anything to stick out that I don't really care for. So I just go through and I create horizontal lines because we cut vertical lines. So to cross check, I'm going to take a horizontal line and just see what my lines are looking like. I see that's a little bit longer. So I'm just going to even that out. And so guys, cross-checking really does make your haircut come together. Because if you were going to texturize, once you cross-check, that's when you could actually, like right there, I could point cut that instead of blunt cut it. But I know her hair is actually fine. She has a lot of density, but her hair is fine. So I typically just cut straight lines in her hair, very blunt, and then I go and add a little bit of texture at the end because the blunt lines, the straight lines, actually make her hair look fuller. So I'm basically, we did vertical lines just now. I'm going back with horizontal lines to just even it out, making sure that no matter which way the wind blows, her haircut can flow and be fly in every direction, guys. This is what sets you apart. Like literally, my clients be like, oh my God. It's what sets you apart. You got to do a thorough haircut. Kim, if you're watching this video, we're going to work on your model faces and your drama. She was like, I noticed the video, but I need some tissue, girl, because my nose is tripping. I was like, oh my gosh, you're ruining my genius. But as you can see, this haircut is super cute, and we have not done anything yet, like extra, but thoroughly cut it, you know, in a 90 degree. So the 90 degree haircut is really powerful, guys. It's my favorite. Forever, never, never, amen. So I'm going to get her a paper towel because she was being dramatic. Okay, so I had made her laugh because I'm like, really, Kim? So, I don't know why my shirt refuses to stay in my pants right there. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to put texture. But remember what I was saying about not going too much on fine hair. So focus more on the outer layer of the hair, not the interior. Unless it's an area that just has a lot of hair and it looks bulky. So what I'm going to do is work on the diagonals and just kind of pick the hair up. I'm using the razor to make the front wispy. I'm not cutting a lot of the hair. I am literally just making the tips really wispy out. And then I'm just going to go through and point cut. I did a whole tutorial on point cutting and all that good stuff. So guys, use the classes. Some people are looking for new stuff every week when you haven't mastered the other stuff. Y'all know I keep saying that because it's not that the techniques are new. It's just different people. But if you just study one video and master it. So what I'm doing right now is just going in with my razor and just wisping the tips of the hair. I want the tips of the hair to look really, really wispy. I'm not going into the interior part of the hair. I'm just working on the outer. I want it to just visual. This is like literally freestyling. It's just all based on feeling, so more so than the actual like technique. That's the best part about hair cutting is that the person changes. These techniques make everybody look different. I know that I want this to be super, super piecey because Kim does not like to curl her hair. So I'm just focused on making everything look wispy. So when she molds her hair, that literally is the style. And you'll see in a second how this razor is giving it life, honey, life. So you see that wispiness. I'm just going in with the razor and just kind of going by feel. It is basically feel. I'm feeling around the hair to see what I want to do. I'm going to switch with, get my shears, and I'm going to just work the tips of this hair and just notch them and point cut them, just the tips, so that it looks piecey. And that's it. So when I do this, I'm looking just to pick up the hair, okay? I just break up the lines. If you can literally just pick up hair in any section, whether it's horizontal, diagonal, vertical, and just break up the lines on the tips, you will win. Notice how I'm just breaking that up. Don't be scared. And when you're cutting, guys, one of my mentors told me years ago, because I used to always cut my fingers, and she was like, because you're cutting, you're diving your shears into your fingers. When you cut, pull away when you're point cutting. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So literally, as soon as your blade closes, pull out, and it will, I don't know, it just, when I think to pull out, I don't cut myself. And as you can see, this haircut is full of texture just from the tips. And all I'm doing is looking for hard lines and just breaking them up. Not deep point cutting, just very shallow, and I'm just cutting the tips. I love doing this. You guys have seen me do this in other tutorials where I just create short pieces in between the long pieces because it helps the haircut stand up by itself. This is, again, a freehand thing. It's all about feeling. I'm literally creating little nicks. I'm like nicking the hair so that the little short pieces just make the hair stand up. So I blow dried all the hair off of her, and I take some Influence, I don't know why my shirt is up. I take some Influence cream wax. Love that stuff. OMG. And I'm just literally rubbing it all throughout her hair. And guys, when I finger style, listen, it is totally about the pressure of your hands, the warmth of your hands, rubbing the product all throughout the hair, and really working everything in, and using your comb to shape the hair. As you can see, look at that. I'm just taking the comb and working the product. When you rub your hands together, it warms up the product. When you do a nice tight mold, you can make sure everything is, it will go back to smooth, even though we've just rumbled the hair and been cutting it. So what I'm doing right now is just finger styling. And that's going to be the look. That's why I call this 90 degrees with no curls. Because at the end of the day, your haircuts should be able to stand on their own without a curling iron. It's very, I'm just OCD about that kind of stuff. So that is just my opinion. But clients love if they don't have to curl their hair because, you know, these women are women on the go. They got things to do. So as you can see, I'm just using the comb. I'm working the Influence curling wax. I'm shaping it with my fingers. So the mold is important because that's how you set the hair. So it does have some memory from that mold. As you can see, that is super cute. And guys, I really didn't do that much point cutting considering like what I normally do. So it's just, man, a good cut is just, it just saves lives. So I'm going to take a little bit of the TG wax stick on my fingertips and I'm just pulling the hair through. I use the Firm Lab Glue by Paul Mitchell. And I'm just finger styling. Just going through the edges and using that moisture to shape the hair. Don't be scared to use the product. I just hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And there is, of course, so much more to come. Make your clients happy. After this, look at her reaction.
This is so cute. I
love it.
Ain't it nice?
So as you guys can see, after I do my clients, we always have a blast. They get their makeup done. They get to be the celebrity for the day. So not only do I get to help you guys, I get to also help them from the inside out. Just feel amazing as they are. Kim had a lot of fun with this photo shoot. She was super inspired. We just have fun. We just use stuff around the house. And we were dancing to Chris Brown and Bruno Mars. Look at that shine though, guys. Let me tell you something. Make sure you put in the proper rinses and conditioners and using like Essations Cream Shine and the Influence Foam wrap and the wax. And just remember to do everything with love, with excellence, and have fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. I am Lakeisha Michelle. Thanks for being a member of ShortHairBootCampLive.com.